Hello everyone and welcome to a new video of Web3 hacking and development tips. So in the previous two videos, we uh, we installed blockchain locally, deployed the contract, and we interact with the contract by sending some ETH through Web3.py library and also through Remix IDE. And then what we did, we uh, we called for this function change ownership to become the owner of the contract, to change the owner of the contract. And now today we are going to perform a function where we are going to withdraw all the funds of this contract. So for the deployment of the contract and for the installation of the blockchain locally, please review the previous video. I detailed everything in them. So for this video, let's continue with the rest of the functions of this smart contract. So guys, here I started my blockchain locally through hardhat. Okay, and this is our node that we are going to connect through it to the blockchain. So let me deploy the contract locally. Let me compile our contract. Everything is okay. And now let's deploy using hardhat. Okay. Okay, it's 8545 for the port to connect. And let's press, okay, everything is okay. Let's deploy. So our contract is deployed. Okay, in the previous video I showed you how to send some ETH through IDE, Remix IDE and Python. Let me send some Ethereum here, then Ethereum, okay, to Ether, and then let's do transact, and now our contract has 10 ETH in it. So now we want to withdraw this 10 ETH using this function withdraw. We can do it directly here by pressing on withdraw button, and all the funds will get back to the owner of the contract. Or we can develop a Python code that can perform that for us. So let's go back to our here. I create the file .py called withdraw, and let's start coding. So first thing we need to import web3. It's like, sorry, from web3 import web3, and we also need to import JSON. Okay, connect to the local blockchain w3 equal web3, so web3 http provider, and our node, our RPC is http one. Okay, everything is fine, everything is okay. Now let's see our function. Let me save this and let me with our smart contract. So this function, just we need to call this function. It's an external and only callable by the owner. So, and just we need to build a transaction and send it to this function and send it to the smart contract to execute this function. So let's do that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's get back here. What do we need? We need wallet, my wallet, or the owner wallet. Okay, let's do three. To some address, and we need contract address. Okay, same thing, web3 address, and we need a private key of the wallet. Okay. Without the parentheses, just we need also to import the API with open. Let's do which file it's include, and the name of it is contract.json as that. Okay, and let's say API equal json.load. Everything is ready, and we did this multiple times. So the next step is we need to create our contract instance. Okay, contract instance. You can name it whatever you want. Contract. I'd like to name it contract instance. So it's W3 ETH contract. We need the address of the contract address here. Takes address contract address, and API equals takes API. So before we proceed, let's fetch the contract address, and let's fetch also the private key. So here we have the nodes. So let's get back to the nodes before everything. Okay, so this is our private key of the deployer. Is also the owner, and this is our wallet. Okay, my wallet. Okay, here contract address is the contract. So here this is our code. Just we need to call for this function. Does not take anything, any input external, and we are already the owner. We have the private key of the owner who deployed the contract. And when you call this function, it will perform when through Python we just call for the function. So we just call for the function, we have to provide the input. For this code, when you call for this function, the smart contract will execute it. So before on the blockchain, on the mainnet, for example, if you want to interact with the smart contract, you just need to read the code before calling any function, because you have to know what is the function is going to do. So sometimes you execute a function and you don't know it. It takes all your fund from the wallet. You give approval and permission to withdraw. So be careful when you deal with the mainnet. And we can also find too many videos on YouTube that people tells you to copy paste a Solidity code where you will have an arbitrage boot, and then when you do that with the main provider, which is your wallet here, for example, injected the provider MetaMask wallet, and they ask you also to put some funds, so the boot will be able to run. When you do all of that and they execute their code without knowing the function in the Solidity contract that you copy pasted from a YouTube video, you will lose all your fund. So guys, please be careful. So let's get back to our topic. So we need to create a transaction. So let's do that. So let's call it transaction. Okay, transaction. Okay. So what do we need? We need contract instance dot functions. There is a mistake here. Oh, okay. Contract instance dot functions dot withdraw. Okay. Parenthesis. And now we need to build transaction. Okay. Let's do that. So first thing we need chain ID. Here is 37331. Okay. For we need gas. I will put 75. 1000. We need gas price. Okay, let me put W3 two way, and we do 06. Here we do G way. Okay. And we need also, what do we need? We need the nonce to count our the transaction count. So here, let's say nonce. Let's get back here. Like nonce equal to W3 if get transaction of what? Of my wallet. So everything is good so far. Now what do we have to do? We just need to find and send the transaction. Okay, do that. Find ex account dot find transaction. Okay, what's transaction? I want to sign transaction, and we need to sign it with our private key. Okay, and we need to send the transaction. Send find ex. W3 dot eth dot send raw transaction, and the name is signed ex dot raw transaction. So everything is okay. If you want to, we can print the hash of the transaction. We can also do one more thing. For example, we can wait for the transaction also to be mined if in your code have too many transactions that you want to perform. In a synchronous way. You can type W3 eth dot wait for transaction receipt. Okay, and you put here send signed ex. You can do that, and after that you can print, for example, transaction confirmed, and you put, let's do this, F. Okay, and you do here, you put the send find dot okay. Now our code is ready to be executed. So before proceeding to execute the function here, you can see that we have 9,989 Ethereum, and we will receive this. So let's get back to our code. Where is it? Okay, this is our code. Sorry. Okay, and let's run the function. Earlier I had some errors showing me that the gas price that I'm willing to spend per unit, it was low, so you have to raise it. Earlier we put 06, now I'm putting 07, and we had the problem with the chain ID. I copy pasted by mistake. So, and now everything is okay, supposedly. So let's run this code in Python 3, and let's say Python 3, okay, withdraw dot py normally receive transaction hash. Yes, this is transaction hash. If we go to our node here, we can see our transaction, the transaction was mined. This is the block hash, the gas that we spent. We did not send any Ethereum with the transaction. Okay, from and to, and the transaction hash, same 0x218, 0x218, the same that we get here from our Python code. So, and if we get back to our Solidity, we can see that the contract now has 0 ETH, and we got back our Ethereum to the wallet of the owner. So guys, yes, this is how you call for the function, for the withdraw function in this contract, because the withdraw function can be customized depending on the contract and the needs of the developers. So this one is very easy one. It withdraw all the funds of this contract address. This means this contract, and it withdraw all the balance. Sometimes here we can add in the future the amount that we want to specify, and we can add few lines of code here to specify, to put a condition for the amount that we want to withdraw, or we can perform, for example, mapping. Each wallet, for example, this contract has too many owners authorized to withdraw money, and each owner has an amount of Ethereum in it, and depending on the wallet of this authorized people, he can withdraw his money. He can only withdraw his funds, and he cannot withdraw the funds of other authorized people with him in this contract. There is too many aspects that we will see together in the future. So far this is for today's video about the withdraw function. And guys, please don't just watch, try to do that, all of this by yourself, by hands-on code. Try to code so you can see the errors, and you will debug them by yourself, so you can understand much more better. Thank you so much for watching the video. Sorry. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.